This is the city of Absalom, the city at the center of the world. Absalom is celebrating the Radiant Festival, a 3-month festival of epic proportions held once every 100 years. The celebration attracts all types: tourists, performers, merchants, inventors, as well as unsavory types, petty thieves, gangs, cults, and criminal enterprises. That's where we come in. We protect and serve. We are the Agents of Edgewatch.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat Agents of Edgewatch. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, well, all the leads have been chased, all the information has been gathered, all that's left to do is to prepare for the inevitable bank heist. So this week's episode has a very weird feel to it, because unlike other episodes where, everyone is playing adventurers and they're just going around, hey, there's a dungeon, and they kick in a door and they fight a monster and they keep going through the dungeon, in this scenario, the adventurers, aka the Edgewatch, they're playing the role of the monsters. They are playing Dungeon Keeper in a way, because the bank is kind of the dungeon, and they need to stop the adventurers, aka the bad guys, from breaking in and stealing the loot. And they're having a hell of a time figuring out, okay, where should we set up? What should we do? How should we try to defeat the adventurers from trying to enter into the bank and getting the loot? It is really fascinating because this almost never happens, at least in a role-playing game. In computer games, obviously in Dungeon Keeper and other games of this genre, you do this all the time. And obviously this is a very famous genre when it comes to like tower defense. But in this case, a role-playing game, I can't think of too many times where this comes up, where you have to play defense and you have to prevent the adventurers, aka in this case the bank robbers, from breaking into a bank and robbing it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to listen to them this week, and I'm kind of quiet. I'm kind of just listening, thinking, how are they going to thwart it? Where are they going to put people? I already know how this is going to more or less turn out. I know what the bad guys are planning, so I can't really help them. I sort of give them little advice here and there, and I try to point them in directions of where they can go. But in the end, the decisions are all theirs. And it is, I'd say, kind of exhausting for them and almost uncomfortable, because they're in a weird situation where, they have no control over something that is going to happen. The inevitable of, okay, someone is going to come in, someone is going to fight you, someone is going to try to steal your treasure, and you have to stop them. And it's fun to listen to, I'll tell you. And it is really fascinating to watch what happens when PCs are put in the role of the monsters. It is a fun show this week. Anyhow, that's it. I don't have a lot more to talk about this week, because next week is when the big bad bank heist will take place. This is the week of preparation and getting ready and trying to figure out what to do and how they should do it. But with that, let's get to this week's show notes. So in this week's show notes, a RPG Superstar update. We are continuing to edit. It sounds like I'm a broken record, but seriously, we are making progress. There is a super secret section. We have a lot of the artwork coming in that I'm really pleased with, because this is my problem, is that I find really good new artists and I like their artwork so much that I'm like, ugh, and then I want to go back and kind of redo other artwork. Not that the other artwork was poor for, some of the monsters. It's just that I like the new artist better, and I think they could do a specific monster better, because everyone has their own style. And I kind of think some of the very, very, very early artwork on some of the monsters, not that it was done poorly, but I might have had people do things in styles they weren't completely comfortable with, and I see someone else and their style's even better, and I'm like, ugh, I almost want you to redo it. And unfortunately, I have been having them redo it. In fact, one monster, I won't say which one, I now have the third iteration of this monster being done, because the first one I thought was okay. And then the second one I thought was pretty good, but then I realized, you know what? We missed something in the creation of the first two monsters that was really important, and it was big enough that it was going to require a completely redone monster. So instead of having one of the original artists do it, I have another artist doing it. So for the third time, I have a monster being recreated. These are the things you learn when you create art for a book and you need to have something like 200 pieces of artwork in a book. Anyhow, other things we're doing is talking to printers. I'm actually talking to the Paizo printer that prints up all Paizo's books. They are all the way in China, which makes things a little bit more complex because they need 3 months to print the books. The other printer I am talking to is in the United States, and they only need 3 weeks to print the books. So it's 3 weeks for a United States-based printer, and to be honest, the quality is kind of the same, or I can use the exact same printer that Paizo uses, and I'll make the books look and feel exactly the same as a Paizo book. So I am figuring that out. I don't know which one I'm going to use. There's advantages and disadvantages to each. And strangely, the price is kind of more or less the same, because anything you save in using a overseas printer, the shipping is very expensive because books are very, very heavy. Not that it's much cheaper if you're shipping inside the United States, but it's a little bit cheaper, and it ends up being kind of a wash. I'm talking to John Statz a lot because he did that Kickstarter with his book, and he went through all of this, and he knows all the ins and outs, and he said to me something interesting. He said, pretty much everyone's going to have the same price, no matter who you get your book quote from, and the answer is, yeah, he's right. It's kind of weird, like everyone has the exact same price, more or less. Even when you go overseas, the price really isn't that different. Now, the price might be different if you're printing up tens of thousands of books, but I'm not printing up that many, so when you're doing a small run, the price is more or less the same. Anyhow, that is what we're doing right now, and we will continue to show you new updates, new monsters every single week on the Patreon, so you can just go to patreon.rollforcombat.com and see all of those, and if you missed any of the monsters, you can just go there, and they are all listed. You can just click on the RPG Superstar tag, and you can see every single monster that has been listed and shown in the last 3 months or so. But we are moving forward along. We are looking to get the book done by Gen Con, and Gen Con is in September, and we are well ahead of schedule, so be on the lookout for that. Also, don't forget, do join the Patreon if you can. Patreon.rollforcombat.com. You get the show early if you join, and you can listen to us live whenever we record the show. Do check out the Discord channel, discord.rollforcombat.com. You can check out the show, chat with us, talk to us about spoilers. We also post all the spoilers, basically all the maps and all the pictures of all the monsters and the creatures that you hear in the show. You can see what they look like if you go to the spoilers channels. And then finally, don't forget to check out rollforcombat.com, where we have reviews of lots of Paizo products. And Jason has his Talking Combat column where he reviews and talks about every single episode. Every single one. If we have ever had an episode of Roll for Combat, he has a column for every single one. It is great. But with that, let's get to this week's exciting episode. Okay, you go back to the barracks a little after 4 in the morning. You crash. You do your required 8 hours of rest according to the rules. And now it's 1 in the afternoon. Tomorrow is the parade. Bright and early in the morning, the parade starts. So you have less than 24 hours to figure out what to do. And with that, tell me what you want to do.
I think first let's stop by Avangot's.
Yeah.
And have a talk with the dad. And quote-unquote close the book on that.
Jason McDonald is playing Basil Blackfeather, a Tengu empiricist investigator.
And then from there, the only other thing we had on my notes is that we never talked to the stepson at Penny and Sphinx. There was a stepson named Kolo who also kind of worked there and witnessed the first
Yeah, can we
break-in.
can we go over our notes?
Witnessed,
Can we just like bullet
he
point
says.
everything that we know so far? Because some of this, I'm forgetting some of this.
Seth Lipton is playing Gomez, a goblin elementalist sorcerer.
That actually is probably a very good idea, just because it's been a while. Then there's a lot of things moving, and I'd actually rather, if you need help, let me know. But you guys start in. I'll fill in any holes.
Sorry, I'm just going back and trying to find where the starting point is.
Well, if maybe you should look at the list. There were 7 things you were asked to investigate, and maybe go through each of them.
Yeah.
And figure
Okay.
out
So,
what happened.
all right, here I'm gonna start with my notes from this is like mid-January when we really started this. We had 3 targets on the parade route: Avantgarde Money Changers, Penny and Sphinx, and Stone Sworn Savings and Loan. Then we had the Tannery, Chidax's Cheap Loans, and the Smuggler's Lair. There where the Puddles Militia had information, and a general note that the token guard was lazy and crooked, and you usually have to pay them. So Avantgarde's turned out to be the vandalism thing that is now turning out to be the son owes money and his dad doesn't know about it. Bank number 2, there was a break-in, or not really a forceful break-in, but somebody got in through the employee entrance, and this goblin Quidley, and they took him into custody. He didn't steal anything, so they didn't treat it as a big deal. There was a stepson, Kolo, who we were supposed to possibly talk to about that. And we also found that ladder, but we think that ladder was just for the landscapers, though not 100% sure. Bank 3 was the one, the Stone Sworn was the one that had the plane-shifting Zell or whatever, and the spiders. And their magic systems are so sophisticated that we didn't think that was very likely a target. Then we went and visited Chidaxa, and she wanted her record cleared. Then there was the thing, the Tannery. It turns out that there was like a fire, and the fire was to kind of hide the theft of that mechanical lift that was going to be used as part of the float. And now we think would probably be used as part of the robbery. So that Tannery thing that turned out to be nothing may have been involved in stealing a device to use in the robbery. So Chidaxa was going to give us information if we got her clearance to work in the puddles and got her record cleared. So that tied directly into the Puddles Militia smuggling ring, because that was like, you help us, we'll help you. And that was not totally related because it was like a sweatshop type place and selling illegal goods. So we cleared that out. And then Chidaxa gave us the information that she felt the Penny and Sphinx was most likely to get hit. And also that the Skinsaw cult might be involved, which is one of the 4 aspects of Norgrimmar. So, but still the Copper Hand was the original gang that was planning the robbery. And that's pretty much what I've got in my notes.
Those are good notes.
Chris Beamer is playing Lo Mang, an orc tiefling monk of the Crane style.
That sounds about
Yeah,
right.
the place that was robbed. I can't believe we didn't go into that deeper.
John Statz is playing Cadet Dougie McDougal, a human ruffian rogue.
Well, at that point we were kind of gathering all the information on all 3 banks.
What was the name of the witness? I don't remember talking to that person.
Well, I think that's Kolo. That's the stepson.
And we never talked to him?
We can go there after we close. I was thinking after we close out Avantgarde, so we can go try to find Kolo.
Okay.
And talk to him.
That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, cool.
All right, so you see Uthan, Avantgarde, and he's like, my friends, what did you discover? I was waiting with bated breath all day, but I figure you need to sleep after a long night of staking out on the roof.
Gomez, if you're feeling a little squeamish about this, I can take this one.
No, you go ahead. You talk to him.
Can we talk in private?
Oh, yes, I'm very excited to hear all about it.
Well,
come to the conference room.
Okay, so we go into private. Yeah,
get to his office.
We have an answer for you on the vandalism, but it's an uncomfortable topic, and you may not like the answer we've come up with. I'm afraid your son Uthrar got himself into some financial problems, and instead of talking to you about it, he went and took out a loan with Chidaxa. And the loan has not been paid back, and it's grown over time.
You see him, this huge barrel-chested man, still with welts on his face. And you see him go from pale to beet red. And you actually see him holding his desk, and you hear the wood creaking as he's about to snap the desk in half with his sheer strength. And he's saying to you with his teeth clenched, He did this? This is all because that fool boy borrowed money? What, 20 gold pieces from a crooked hobgoblin? I'm gonna put him out on the street. I'm gonna disinherit it. I
can't believe you told him, Basil.
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
I'm
Hold
immediately
on.
regretting this decision. Maybe we should have told the kid to fix the problem.
He's furious. He's running out, and you see him go over to the vault, and he's opening it up. And under his breath, he's like, "Oh, that boy, it's the last time.
Damn it,
He's
Gomez,
going on
why
the
didn't you
street.
stop me from doing this?
He's gonna go on the street after this, I tell you. Oh, he's never gonna, that dumb boy. And he comes back, and he's carrying a bag and a black sword. And he says, "Here's your reward, as I promised, 250 gold pieces." And he drops a heavy gold bag on the desk. And this is that damn fool's inheritance, but he doesn't deserve it. Might as well put it for some good use for someone who knows how to do something with it. And he gives you a dull black sword.
Ooh, Valerian steel.
Oh, I'm glad we told them now. What's the sword? We did the right thing. What do you know?
Dougie, I know you like that mall, but this... And he holds it up, and it looks like this really dull black sword. Doesn't look like anything. He says, "This was an exquisitely crafted blade made in the distant city to the north called Kelsgard. This is a +1 striking, shifting, low-grade, cold iron longsword."
Wow, what is shifting, man?
Shifting, is that, that's not versatile.
Shifting is a rune. You can etch it onto a melee weapon, and within a moment of manipulation, you can shift this weapon into a different weapon with similar form.
And can it be turned into a maul?
Let's see, activate. This weapon takes the shape of another melee weapon that requires the same number of hands to wield. The weapon's rune and any previous materials made of apply to the weapon's new shape. Any property runes that can't apply to the new form are suppressed. So this can turn into other weapons.
Oh, so it can
Like a
go
dagger or a
bludgeoning,
short sword.
piercing, slashing.
Yeah, it gets around like damage restrictions.
Oh, yeah, but it's one-handed, though, only.
It is one-handed, but it can turn into any other one-handed weapon.
That's pretty sweet. You know what?
Interesting.
He says, "Yes, a fighter like you could use this well, I'm sure."
What is what is the damage on a longsword?
All right. How much does he owe now? 50 gold, you said?
Yeah.
I'll contact her immediately and take care of that.
Thank you, sir. That will stop your problems.
I thought it was 100.
It started out as
She
100.
said she would knock it down to 50.
Yeah, it started out as 25, then it went up to 100, and now she's knocked it down to 50, so that's why it's 50. So,
Well, you are a credit to the shield. I'm going to make sure I tell your supervisors about the fantastic job you did here today. You are a credit to the city, that badge, and your family. I tell you, like my forgotten, grateful, nothing son. If you excuse me now, I'm going to have to go kick him out of the house.
Everyone deserves a second chance, don't forget.
This was his 20th chance.
okay. That makes sense.
All right, when he
feel a
leaves,
lot
we rob the
better
bank.
now.
And you see him like running out, and he's telling like his like supervisors take care of the place while he's gone. And you see him like leaving, and you realize, boy, someone's gonna be getting a beating tonight. So
Someone's getting a whooping.
Nice.
well,
Okay.
that took care of itself. Another job.
Another job well
successfully
done. Yes, sir.
Another satisfied
I'm
customer.
genuinely feeling a little second guessing that maybe we should have told the kid to solve the problem.
Yep.
But
Good.
at the same time, if he didn't have the money, he didn't have the money.
Well, maybe you can find him and offer him a job in the guard. The guard gives you everything you need.
That's right. 3 square meals a day,
That's right.
made by a mimic.
Darn.
All right,
darn.
so I think what we're ready to move on. Yes.
Yes. We've done enough damage here. We can move on.
We've ruined a family's lives, but we've at least got 250
Our
gold.
job here is done.
And we prevented crime, like no more goblins writing things.
I mean, we did the legally correct thing,
Yeah,
I suppose,
that's right.
but at the same time, yeah, we're now feeling like we shouldn't have involved the dad first.
Yeah, I actually thought we were going to talk to them both at the same time and let the father shake the truth out of his son and save us.
Except
the
technically,
problem.
the father's the one who wanted us to investigate. So that was kind of the logic why I settled on him, is that he's the one who asked us to look into it.
I remember asking about that son. I knew there was something wrong with this guy, and the father vouched for him, and I went along with it. It's like, oh, I don't know, this doesn't sound right, but yeah, that's when I got to listen to my inner paranoia.
The kid's gonna be the big bad of book 6 now because we narked on him.
All right, sweethearts, what you waiting for? Breakfast in bed? Another glorious day in the Edgewatch. A day in the Edgewatch is like a day on the farm. Every meal's a banquet. Every paycheck a fortune. Every formation a parade. I love the Edgewatch. Gung ho! Out!
And speaking of which, we have a parade to go to soon.
Well, right now we're going to go to the Penny and Sphinx, and at this point, we need to treat that as the bank that's being hit. We need to talk to Kolo, and we need to make preparations for tomorrow.
Yes.
You guys have so much money and so much gear, you're just throwing it into the handy haversack. I mean, into the bag of holding. You're like, another magical +1 shifting,
hold
striking
on.
greatsword. Just throw that into the bag.
All right,
Another 250 gold pieces. Just throw it into the bag.
Well, I wonder if that shifting can be put on like hand wraps.
What else would it shift into?
It would have to shift into something. It would have to ship into something similar. That you can use, but
That gets around a lot of. It's 2d8.
I mean, it's less damage than your maul
Yeah.
ultimately because it's one-handed. I mean, that's going to always be less.
That is probably something we would have to sell, I think. As nice as that is.
I'm thinking if I got to look into this shifting some more because I mean I have no way of having my damage be not bludgeoning.
It doesn't help you because you can't use certain types of weapons. Like it's going to shift into a weapon that you can't use.
Well, that's what I was asking. No, the rune though, the shifting rune, if it could be put on my existing mighty hand wraps that I have that are already.
And what would you have them shift into?
I don't know. That was my
Like
question.
a punch dagger or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably just simple weapons.
I don't know. It's worth.
I'm curious to know
now,
what the
according
gold
to this,
piece-
you can do it because there's different rune types. You can have a shifting rune, which is a property rune, and then you can also have the striking +1 rune. So there are a number of runes you can put on it.
I got it.
yeah.
Striking is a fundamental rune, not a property rune. So it doesn't count
Correct.
against the you can only have as many
Correct.
you can only have as many property runes as the plus. But since
Right.
striking's a fundamental, that doesn't count against
Correct.
it.
So the
Okay.
+1 striking is 1 rune, and then this is like you can't have a cunning, disrupting, fearsome, glamored, sword. That's 4 runes. Like you do have some. They make it up that you can move them.
No, I
very
see. I was
easily.
under the mistaken impression that striking was also a property rune. But if it's not, if it's a fundamental, then that leaves
No.
one. Then that does leave one
Mhm.
spot for a property rune.
I mean, it's a good weapon in that it gets around a lot of things. It's cold iron, and you can change it to bludgeoning,
Yeah,
slashing,
it is
piercing,
good.
whatever you want.
I
mean,
would absolutely use that as a backup weapon. But if that's going to give us another 250 gold,
Well, the shifting rune alone to buy it is 225 gold. Just that.
yeah.
alone.
See,
Like,
I don't want
that's-
to. I want to take all that
that
money
sword's
from
worth
the
a lot.
party.
Well, you could also move it to another weapon. You can move shifting for 10% onto your maul.
Maul.
Oh,
And you could change it into a greatsword.
oh,
That's true.
yeah.
You could
Yeah,
you
you
could
could.
pick
Yeah.
like a big piercing two-handed
Big
weapon
spear,
or
halberd.
a slashing two-handed weapon
That's
in
right.
addition to the maul.
Yeah.
Switch between those.
And then we sell the rest of it.
Yeah.
I mean, no one else can use it. Like, I can't. No one can use it.
And it's cold
So-
steel. What is cold steel good for?
That's actually good against undead, so it might be worth just kind of tucking in. I mean,
Yeah, at least selling the striking rune. I mean,
Keep the striking and sell the rest, I think. You take the striking, you move it to your mall, and then
the
sell
shifting.
the shifting, yeah. And then
There's a
take the-
shifting and a striking.
Yeah, so the striking, the +1, the cold, all that is worth money. Like you can sell that. No,
Does anybody need a striking rune for anything?
I'm just a little annoyed because I just bought one for my bow.
I mean, I could use one for my crossbow, but I rarely use it. But then again, I mean, it's 2d8 instead of 1d8.
Oh man, cold steel. Yeah, I think that's a good backup. I think I'll keep that as just like a backup.
Actually, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, you should take the shifting. I'll take the striking for my crossbow. We could always sell it later.
Okay.
And then
That
sell
sounds
the
good.
+1 cold iron.
All right, that will take a little time, so we'll do that a little later. So
All right.
for now, I mean, you can do it.
Yeah,
It's
we have stuff to
Absalom.
do. Yeah,
you
we
can,
have stuff to do.
You just bring it over to a place. You pay 10%. They move it over. I think it takes like an hour. It's very quick. So anyhow, you can do that later today if you want, if you need to. For now, you go over to Penny and Sphinx Trust. What do
Yes.
you do? And sure enough, you see that they've been getting ready for the parade. They're setting up area for the route, showing little barricades here and there to stop traffic. There's like a little line being drawn in the main street so people can march down it. And there you are. What do you do?
Sorry, I'm lost in my runes. So we got a question. Look for this Kolo character. We got to talk to him. That's just deficient police work. So we're gonna go in and talk to the manager. Let's see.
One thing I would do before we go in, now that we know that they have access to a lift, where is there anywhere where the parade route would come close to the building that a lift would get them up and over?
Not really, and that's the interesting part, because where you are, as you can see, the parade route is on the east side of this bank, and the front doors are pretty far. In fact, if you do a little measurements here, let's see. I mean, the front doors to the outside gates, which are formidable, are 60 feet. And then there's also these extremely large hedges and bushes that are, 10, 20 feet up in the air. Like, there's a lot of defense. And then the main street is a good 80 feet away. So, yeah, this is kind of weird. Like, the first part is the street's not even close to the bank. And the second
Why would it be part of the parade? It wouldn't be part of the parade because it was stolen from the float in the parade, right?
But they're still going to hit it during the parade.
Right, if they actually did it from the street, or maybe
so
they're sneaking around and maybe they're going onto the roof or something.
Right. The parade is a
That's true. They're
distraction.
not going
Everybody's looking.
to be in the parade as a
Everybody's looking at the front of the bank. At the parade, they're in the back. What about the back?
What sort of street access is there on the sides and back?
Well, you can walk around, but as you see, the entire bank is heavily fortified by the fence as well as trees. And in fact, it's very close to the north and the south and the west side. The largest side is the entranceway, which has the large pillars and sort of a walkway. I mean, this is an enormous bank, so there's a lot of, but there's also the only entrances you can see. There's a couple of windows, all barred. There's the employee entrance, and there's the main entrance.
They should check the roof if there's any roof access.
So it doesn't look like there's a 2 + 2 = 4. Like, if I had a crane, I could get in through this side window. It does not look like that.
Well, you walk around the grounds, and it's a 10-foot tall wrought iron fence with hedges, bushes, and trees lining the interior. And in the south, there's a little employee entrance right there. As for the actual building itself, let's see.
I feel like there's some part of the equation that we should be aware of that we're missing, like some function of the device or some detail that links the things up.
Well, I mean, tell me what you want to know, and I'll give you some answers.
How close does the road come to the building?
80 feet.
Yeah, what's
Okay.
behind
All right.
the bank on the west side?
What's behind the bank? Well, there's
the
just
west.
trees And then there's just it's just empty.
Well, let's get some roof access and see what's going on up there.
Yeah, first of all, let's see if there's any sort of access from the roof.
I'm pretty sure I've been on this roof already.
Oh,
And we
Take
need
a
to
look.
figure out where Kolo is so we can talk to him.
All right, so tell me, go in order, because I don't want to. If you guys want to go on the roof, we go on the roof. Whatever you want to do, you tell me.
let's talk to this witness. Let's find out because I don't want Kolo to see us walk in here and just skedaddle.
Okay, you walk in again, and looks like the same setup as before. It's a rather busy bank. The lobby is very large, elegant. There's several tellers that work side by side behind a 4-foot-tall counter. And you can see there's a couple of doors to the south for meeting rooms. Otherwise, there's only one set of double doors that goes to the employee area that you're aware of. And you've been actually in all these areas before. And you see the head teller again, and he says, "Oh, are you here to see Bertram? Soft Whistle, the manager?"
Let's start with him, actually, yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Hold on a second. I'll go.
So we'll start there.
You guys want to just be upfront? Like, how do you want to play this? You want to be upfront?
I feel like we won't want to tell him at this point that we think that he might get robbed tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Bertram's like, oh, nice to see you. Oh, as you can see, we're getting ready for the festival. Come, I'll let you into the employee-only area. And then he opens up the doors to the south so you can come down.
Nice.
And come back down to it. He says, come, let's go to one of the meeting rooms.
I can't get into the meeting room. He shut the door in my face.
So, what did you discover? What did you find out? I'm very interested.
Well, our investigations suggest that there may be an attempt to rob you during the parade tomorrow.
During the parade. Parade day.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Well, some of it is by elimination because we had a list of 3 banks we were looking at, and the other 2 have mostly been ruled out. One other thing we wanted to check, obviously because you already had that goblin break-in, we feel like that might have been reconnaissance for a future attack. That goblin was affiliated with the Copper Hand gang, who is rumored to be the ones planning this robbery. There's also an interesting bit of lead that we want to run past you and see if it would be relevant. There was a stolen piece of a mechanical device for one of the floats that was going to be in the parade, acted as a lift, and we were wondering if your building has any access from the roof.
Fascinating. You can go up to the roof and see for yourself. I thought you did that before, but no, this is a bank. And even if they did manage to get up onto the roof, the vault is underground. They'd have to go through the bank itself. So it's sort of a moot point, don't you think?
Okay, well, again, this is...
No, we're investigating. If
of course,
if
investigate
one of the nearby
away.
buildings is compromised and there's a conduit from the rooftop of that building to an underground tunnel into your bank, then it's very relevant whether or not these guys have a skylift thing.
After we look at the roof or the point that you want, I would like to go and work backwards, like see where the target is, where the money is, and then try to work backwards on how they're going to get in there.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. And lastly, we had a witness, Kolo. Jeez, I'm getting the name wrong.
My understanding is Kolo actually was around when the first attack, when the first robbery infiltration happened. So we wanted to maybe talk to him about that and ask him some questions.
Yes,
Thanks.
my stepson Kolo. Well, I'd be happy to have you talk to him if you can find him, as he hasn't reported into work in the last few days.
The only thing worse than sons is stepsons. We're in trouble with this one here.
Yes,
Can we get an address? Can we get an address for where he lives or stays?
He lives with me, and we haven't seen him
Oh dear.
since the robbery, so I don't know where he is about.
Okay.
I thought he was going to enjoy the parade for a day or so when you came here a few days ago, but he hasn't come back since. I presume he's just hanging out with some friends.
Oh,
But if you can find him, I'd be happy to have you talk to him, but I myself don't know where he is.
We think he's going to enjoy the parade. That is for sure.
Quietly out of earshot of that of the bank manager. Refresh my memory. What do we know about this this other character and possible motivations and reasons
nothing
for him to be part of the bank robbery plot?
He's a stepson.
That's all we know. We know he's a stepson and he's mysteriously absent.
Right there. Motive.
Yeah, exactly. It's very presumptive. It's true.
It's motive
it's
and evidence.
It's like stepson, haven't seen him in a couple of days. It's going to be a bank robbery. 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Hang him now. We need no more evidence. But seriously though, like that's an angle there. Like that sounds like it. You know, like it sounds like he's in league with the bank robberies and he's part of the plan.
We want to also check out the roof too, since we're here. I think if Kolo's not here, how about I mean, we don't need to split up, but yeah, let's go see the where the money is.
Yeah, let's see the vault.
Is that something we could do? Because we think that there's...
Yes. Let me show you where the vault is. I'm very pleased that you told me about this, and hopefully some of you can help protect the bank during the parade tomorrow. That would put me at ease, but you must understand, my bank is extremely well fortified. And he knocks on the wall. He goes, "These walls are almost 10 feet thick. We have reinforced bars everywhere. We even have some rumored magical fortifications as well. I'd be quite surprised if they managed to break in again after the last time. That just seemed like a silly mistake of someone leaving the employee door open."
Well, if you would not object, I think we will plan to be here for the parade.
Yeah.
Of
what
course,
access does your
course.
stepson have to this bank?
Well, he has the key to the employee entrance, but other than that, it's the only. But that's easy enough. I can change the lock. That's no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that's
We constantly
a good
change
thing.
it anyhow on a regular basis, so that's no issue. I'll have that done by the end of today. But here, let me bring you downstairs.
Yeah.
So what if they tunnel? Could that forklift thing be modified to break through a 10-foot wall or bend those ridiculous
Crafting
bars?
check.
Yeah. That'll be
Not me.
uh
I wish I had a crafting.
Nope, untrained.
Basil? You're our resident crafter.
28. Basil can't see how that's possible, as the two have nothing to do with one another. One was literally a lift that brought something up, and not only that, it wasn't very mechanically sound. It was made to bring something that was maybe 100, 200 pounds up in the air, and that's it. It's not like a tunneling device requires massive amounts of mechanisms, and it's nothing whatsoever. It's very
That's only one piece of the puzzle. We're missing. We need.
All right. Well, let's
go downstairs.
What's their target? Maybe let's lock down what their target. We're kind of we're assuming it's like
Yes, well, here, and he shows you where the downstairs in, and he brings you downstairs.
tons of gold, but maybe it's
And
not.
he says, yes, so here we go, and he brings you down here, down to the basement. And he says, "This is the lesser vaults in front of you." And he shows you a room with 8 doors, 4 on the east and 4 on the west, and one enormous main vault door to the south. He goes on to explain that this corridor is aligned with several lesser vaults. Each of them are 10 feet square, and he opens up one to show you what it looks like on the inside.
Is there lots of gold bars in there?
Says, only people who have the key are myself and the client renting the vault. That's it.
Is there massive treasure pile in here? Or?
He shows you, says, these are all private, but as you can see, the contents are primarily important papers such as deeds and wills, and bars of gold and platinum. These are private vaults that are rented out to some of the most prosperous and important people in,
all right, could you just
Absalom.
I'm sorry. Your of the 2 keys, so it's 2 lock system. Your key. Tell us about your key. You keep it on your person at all times. It's in some safe. It's this and that.
It's on me at all times, and it would require two keys to open. And as you can see, these are excellent locks. And Basil can see that these are exquisite locks that would require enormous thievery to pick.
So it's like a safe deposit boxes.
Yeah, they're safe deposit rooms, basically.
Okay.
All right, so to out of earshot of him, I want to talk to you guys a little bit.
Consult.
Yeah, consult a little bit. So one option, at least for that, if this stepson is involved, stepson pickpockets him, gets the key off of him, makes a copy of it, returns it.
Yeah.
So now they have one half of the puzzle. Then they just have to break into whoever's house it is that they want to rob. Like do the same thing with the other key. Then they have 2 keys. So now they just have to get in here.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, the main vault. The vault door is monstrous iron and bronze contraption. There's 4 locks, each too far from any one person to reach on their own. And he says, all 4 of these locks must be opened at the same time. Each has a different key, and each is hidden throughout the bank in various locations.
That's hilarious. That makes this a perfect dungeon crawl. Like you have to go and collect all the keys.
That's
That's classic.
So he can't show us what's inside this vault?
Yes, I can if you wish, but hold on. Wait right here. I will get the keys.
I wonder if that's where the lift comes in. That they need people. If the door, I mean, how far apart are the?
They're 10 feet apart in different corners. So you literally need 4 people in 4 different locations to turn it. And he comes back and he has 4 keys. They are very strange in their make. And he goes on to explain. He goes, well, I normally wouldn't tell anyone this, but not only do you need to have the right key, but the actual metallic composition of the key have to match the lock itself. And if you put in the wrong type of key into the wrong lock, it becomes inert and you can't get in ever again.
And you also just couldn't make a copy of the key.
Correct.
That was the wrong metal.
Yeah.
And all of these keys are kept on. These keys are on the premises.
They're kept in various hidden locations, correct? That only I know and no one else.
Not even Colo?
Not even Colo. He says, here, each of you, if you wish to help out, I will do 1 key. And he hands out 3 more. He says, if each of you wish to turn on the count of 3, when I say 3, then turn, okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 2.5, 3. And you all click and turn the key. And sure enough, the vault opens.
Nice. I want what's in there. I want the treasures.
What actually is in
And it's
there?
gone.
It's gone, McReady.
That would be funny.
How good would that be if it was gone?
It is funny though how this is a setup for an adventure. Like this is set up for a dungeon crawl. Like a 4-person party. You have to find all 4 keys.
Yep.
You know, like it's right there.
Yeah, but you're on the wrong side this time. You're the guards trying to prevent the adventurers from getting in. You're the ones that you're going to try to kill.
Dungeon
Anyhow,
Keeper.
Yep, Dungeon Keeper. You open it up. It's a vault. It's absolutely enormous. There's 2 large tables in front of you, as well as 4 large shelves. There is a huge array of coins, trade bars, items from jewelries, other valuables. Hundreds of thousands of gold pieces worth of stuff in here, if not millions.
Wow. Ooh, I'm getting some bad thought.
Chris's Lawbreaker badge starts burning his skin just a little.
That's actually really funny. It's like we absolutely we turn rogue, attack him right now, loot the place, and make a run for it.
I like that thought.
We have our own adventure now.
In fact, we are the robbers. This is
the
master
entire adventure path off the rails.
A 3-year con job operation.
Yeah.
Is there a pool of money laying around
It's
on the
everywhere.
ground?
Yeah, can we Scrooge McDuck it?
No. It's all very neat and organized, and there's like labels everywhere. A lot of things are in bins. You know, this is an extremely organized, it's a bank. And he
All
just
right.
shows you. He goes. In addition, even if you did manage to kill me or try to take it over, there's other fortifications to prevent you from ever leaving. So that's the only reason I was comfortable enough to show you this. But as you can see, the fortifications are quite intact and quite strong. So
Can I do a little bit of examination of the walls and make
Sure.
sure there's no
Sure.
there's no weak spots, like they haven't been digging in from the
Yep.
outside or something?
Oh yeah, Dougie's going to do an engineering check, except he's not an engineer.
well, you got a perfect perception, and you look at it, and you're like, those walls look solid. Basil walks the perimeter, doing little knocks, little pecks on the walls, and sure enough, these walls are perfectly sound. There's not so much as a crack on any of these walls. And he goes on to explain that they're in bedrock, that it goes 100 feet in all directions, and even if they did start to drill in, you'd hear it well ahead of time because of the bedrock and the fact that there's so much of it that you couldn't just appear. And there's also wards against teleportation and other methods like that. So,
Okay, well,
I'm thinking all this is a red herring. I think that it comes down to there's a possibility, there's a better than zero chance that it's something outside the box. Like the device is a lift, so think about something valuable, easy to transport, high up, that maybe it's in the vicinity of the bank, or maybe has absolutely nothing to do with the banks at all, and that's actually the target.
Yeah, what does he have? Is there a story above this, or is this a ranch? Is this ground floor only and underground, or
Yep,
do you have
that's
two
it.
stories? Okay.
Nope. no, it's
Can we
just,
check out the roof?
Yeah,
Let's check out the roof.
Yep.
Is the integrity on the roof seem sound? Because there was a ladder going up on the roof before.
There was.
That's a little bit dubious. There's no explanation for that, or maybe it's the groundskeeper.
Gardeners.
I don't know. What would the gardeners need on the roof?
I don't know.
Well, keep in mind the
hanging
trees.
gardens are here.
No, the
Oh.
trees are like 15 feet tall. That's what they use it for.
Yeah.
But anyhow, he's like, yes, feel free. And Low Man can jump up on that roof, no problem.
Yes.
Climb up. He looks around, and he's sure seeing a lot of roofs of banks. And of all the banks he's seen, this one is by far the strongest.
Strongest, nicest. Yep.
he's gonna publish a coffee table book.
That's
Bank
true.
roofs.
Oh,
of
it's going to
Absalom.
be very nice,
Nice.
that book.
Bestseller.
There is nothing you can see that would lead. I mean, there's very, 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 very tiny pipes that are used for ventilation, but these, like, even like mice would have trouble going through. And he goes on to explain that throughout those pipes that are used for ventilation from the bank area downstairs,
Guillotine blades.
yeah, there's actually like there's traps, and there's actually even meshes and such, so that animals don't go anywhere near
Whirling blades.
it.
The other real question is, where do we want to station ourselves? Do we want to, it could be like last line of defense. It'd be down in the vault. We could be in the lobby. We could be outside. I mean,
So what do you guys want to do?
All right.
Wait, so you come back upstairs, you go through the roof, it looks incredibly secure. You come back downstairs, and Bertram says, he goes, well, I'll tell you what, you've seen everything. I think it's pretty well secure. I'm very pleased you can help me out. I'd be happy to give you keys to all the doors in the bank. I unfortunately can't give you any basement vault keys for protection of my clients as well as the bank itself. But we're happy to help and work with you in any other way possible if you wish to be here during the day or station yourselves.
This is absolutely shaping up like Dungeon Keeper now. Give us all the keys to the dungeon. We are the monsters in the dungeon while they assault the dungeon and try to find the 4 keys. That's what this is starting to really look like.
Oh no, none of the vault keys. I can't. No, those. Are
Yeah,
staying
we don't
with
get
me.
the vault keys.
You get keys to the actual being able to go into the employee areas.
Oh, I get it.
Going
We're
to
the
the
random
back.
monsters that are restricted to the first level.
That's right.
I get
That's
it.
right. You're the pugs. I mean the bait. I mean the
We're the yard trash.
After doing a thorough review of this bank, I say even God himself could not rob it.
Yeah.
I will.
declare that.
I will offer one piece of advice, which is wherever you have those keys, put them someplace else tomorrow. Just make up some
Oh.
other place and just put them someplace. Just vary your routine. Whatever your routine is, vary it slightly.
excellent idea. I usually do mix it up, but I'm going to make sure that all 4 keys are mixed up into different locations. And I will also make sure that my other keys are kept in an interdimensional space so it can't be easily taken.
I have
All right.
another question, actually. What is the relative distance between the different banks?
It's different everywhere. I mean, some of them are literally like right next to each other, and some of them are, hundreds of feet away. This is one of the oldest banks and has an absolutely gigantic footprint. Not only does it have a bank, but it actually has a yard and grounds. So it's very far away from anything else.
Old money. So, who thinks that this is the right bank to stake out during the parade? We get to pick a bank.
I do.
I think by process of elimination.
I think so. I think all the breadcrumbs are pointing here.
Okay.
Yeah, but I gotta
agree.
tell you, I agree though. I'm at a loss though.
I
don't see
agree.
how this is
So
supposed to
what
work.
we're gonna do is we're gonna go shopping, prepare, and just show up on parade day and just sit on
it's
it.
like take the keys to the castle
Make
and just
this
like
guy
patrol the rooms.
available. This guy wants the keys. I say he can have the vault keys, but he has to be available during.
Oh,
Bank
yes,
day.
yes. We'll be open all day
All
tomorrow.
right.
It's
Well,
one of our
there you are.
busiest
It's a
days of
busy
the
day.
year.
Well, one
Yes,
thing,
yes.
my one thought is the reason why I was asking about the distance between different banks is we could spend some money on getting 4 fresh horses and have like a single guard from the Edgewatch like at each of the banks, and if something happens somewhere else, they raise the alarm. We jump on horses and go there, just in case. But I don't know if we'll have enough time for that.
That sounds
but,
great.
I mean, that seems like
I don't know
a good
if
backup
we
plan.
need to hire him. We just get Edgewatch to supply us 4 horses. That's what it's
Yeah.
going to take. I mean,
I tell you what though,
or a couple
Uh,
silver. It's the horses.
feather
we're gonna
token
be cheap.
bird.
There you go.
When activated, this token transfers into a small sparrow that waits on your finger, ready to relay a message of up to 1 minute length, along with the name and location of the recipient. And it flies over there and tells you. So I actually have that covered.
Wow.
I have,
Wow. So
I have,
how
I have
much
2
does those cost?
messengers.
Or you can hire Splort and Muck. Maybe they can stake out the banks for
Oh,
you.
great.
Ah.
Another fine employer of sport and muck. Okay, so let's leave here. Let's get out of this. We're not going to stop this bank by telling them to prepare. It's going to happen. Let's go shopping. Is that
Well-
something?
The only thing I want to do in terms of shopping is I would want to move that rune to my crossbow, and I would maybe want to buy some more healing potions.
Okay, so you do want to go shopping. Okay,
Just healing potions.
sure. And how much does it cost to rent horses? Is that something that
I'm sure you can get
Or
horses.
how much does it cost to buy it?
It's
Or how
rent.
much does it cost to buy a couple of more of those feather tokens?
Well, either buy more tokens or you can just, I'm sure you can station 1 token guard at the other banks to help you out and call you for backup in case something happens.
I mean, if those
Yeah,
those
that's a
magic
good
things are
idea.
really cheap, Seth, you could give 1 to each of those other guards, and they can
Yeah,
alarm
that's
us
my
with
thought.
that.
That's
Yeah.
my thought.
And they
That's my
can give
thought.
them back, yeah.
That's
Of
exactly what I
course,
was
knowing
thinking.
them, they're going to want to keep whatever you give them.
So can I get some potency rune for my armor? Is that something where
Whatever
we
you
can-
want. I mean,
Okay,
you
so-
are in Absalom. So I'd say by now it's about 2 in the afternoon. You know that the parade starts tomorrow. It actually doesn't start first thing in the morning. It starts around 10. So you can, you can actually rest up a little, get ready in the morning. The bank will be open by then, and it's already been open for at least a good hour or so. And the parade is about 3 hours long, so 3 to 4 hours. Sort of a slow parade, and it's probably going to be a little larger than usual, just because this is the first parade in 200 years, and a large number of people actually entered the parade more than usual, and they, tried to make a big deal of it, especially after all the attacks in Absalom and everything that's going on. And it's just a celebration of all things Galarian. So who knows what will happen tomorrow. With that, though, to move a rune, it's just 10% of the rune to move it. So you tell me. And to buy a rune is just buy it, and voila, your armor goes
Okay.
up by +1.
I'm
Ta-da!
going to buy it, and my armor goes up +1. I have 177, spend 160 on a potency.
Bingo! +1 armor potency, 160 gold. Ta-da!
And it's 10% to move that rune. I don't have enough. I thought it was 10 gold flat.
10%.
10%.
Of the cost
All
of
right,
the
I
rune
can't
itself.
afford to do that yet. So
Yeah. So, what is the cost of the striking rune? 10%.
The striking rune is 65 gold, so it'd be 6.5 gold.
All right. So I spend 6.5 to move it to my crossbow.
Okay, hold on, one thing at a time.
There's 4 other banks?
2.
There's 2 other banks. Why were we saying 4?
I thought it was 4 total, but I guess it's 3 total.
2 other banks, and then the black market moneylender lady, I guess, sort of counts.
I don't think we need to cover that one.
Yeah, like that. Like so there's only 2 other suspect locations in case we're wrong.
You say moneylender, I say loan shark.
I ask.
Yes, 2 other locations, so 2 of those tokens.
All right, I have to.
Oh, there you go. I think we should use our own people. We should get a couple of people from our town, from our district, not these token guards.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not the
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, we're
trustworthy.
using
Trustworthy
Edgewatch.
Edgewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gold standard all the way. Even the
Oh,
horses.
dude, can we
I
find-
trust only gold or Edgewatch horses, too.
Exactly.
Especially the horses.
What about the mimic? We should employ the mimic as a guest star.
Oh my gosh!
Put him in the vault.
Put them in the vault.
Yeah.
Sharky, we have a job for you. This is literally made for you. Oh my god. That is such a good idea.
He's our last line of defense.
That is the best. Oh my god, he's the best guard for Edgewatch.
it's true. It could be a
Sharky.
big chest of gold. Like they're gonna steal that, and he'll grab them. I like it.
Does
Oh,
hey, Steve,
That is actually perfect.
does it take any
That is actually
particular
perfect.
skill
It doesn't get any
use-
better than that.
It's
Actually.
perfect.
Okay, guys, wait, stop. Yep.
Sorry, I'm.
Does it take any particular skill to use snares?
That is a good question. You're the first person to ever ask it.
Because I was thinking we could put some snares on a few of the key points
survival, maybe?
to at least, like, because there's at least snares that set off a noise.
I'm
So
trained
we
in
could put
survival.
snares on, like, the employee entrance and on the stairs to the vault if they somehow get past us without us seeing them.
And on like the doorknobs, they just like turn the key, like, oh no, my hand is caught in a snare.
Seems like a thievery thing.
Yeah, I just didn't know if those were, like, general purpose or if you had to be specifically trained in something to use them.
I'm looking it up.
I was looking it up too, but I figured I'd ask and see if you knew.
Quick, bombard Steve with obscure rules questions. If he knows off the top of his head, that's probably involved.
No, snares are very cool. They're traps. They're basically handheld traps you can bring with you, and you build them and put them on a single 5-foot square. Once constructed, you can't move them without destroying or triggering them, but you can also disable them. But you have to have the snare crafting feat to create snares, and it takes a minute. But I think you can also just buy them.
I was gonna say, could you buy a ready-made snare kit at Snares
Yeah.
R Us or whatever?
As far
Is
as
the
I know,
real
because
question.
they have a gold price to them. So I believe you can just buy snares and put them up. And
Acme Bear Trap to catch
Right.
to catch Wile E Coyote.
Yes.
yeah, I mean, there are snares. There are different types of snares, and they take up a space. But as soon as someone goes into the space, they are triggered. So, and
Well,
the
I was
bank-
looking at the signaling snare, which basically, what was that?
keep in mind the bank is staying open. Like he's refusing to close. That's one thing.
Oh wait, no, see that's just a
I
visible.
mean, there are like caltrop snares and alarms, and
Well, there's something called a thunder snare that basically like sets off a big boom of thunder.
yep. As soon as they enter the square, it goes boom.
I mean, I was thinking once the employees are already in the building for the day, we could put one of those on the employee entrance. So if anyone tries to go in the employee entrance,
Yeah,
we'd
I
know
mean,
about it.
as far as I know, you could just buy them and set them up. You would, I guess, you could just do it like you would any other item, you would just put it down. It doesn't look like there's any skills. There's skills to take it back. Like once it's down, you have to use Disable Device and Thievery to bring it back to you. So, and you also you can get low level snares at high level DCs. So you could actually get like a level 1 snare but have a level 10 DC if you're really good at making snares. So, but if you made yourself, then you can disarm your own. This actually is mostly used by monsters.
Well, actually,
in this case, you.
No,
are
I'm
the
thinking you
monster.
still have to have
you
the
know?
snare craft. I think you still have to have snare crafting because creating a snare requires a snare kit and an amount of raw materials worth the amount listed. So you buy the raw materials and you have the snare kit, but then you still have to build it.
It's essentially a material component that.
So I
Couples
feel
with
like
your
you
skill.
probably still have to be trained to do it.
You know what? I mean, I'll put it this way. Anything I've ever seen with them, it always has someone who has the ability to make snares, and then they literally make and put down snares. So I've never seen someone do this without having the ability to do it. My only caveat is there's a gold piece component to it, but I guess that's the price.
That's the
to
price
make
of the ingredients.
snare. Yeah. All right,
The other option would be, is there a magic item that covers like a consumable magic item that covers the same sort of territory?
Oh, I guarantee there are. I imagine
so that's
there's-
that's what I'm not.
I'm
yeah,
sure there's a
some of
token. There's a feather token that can do what he
Like
needs
a
it to do.
the talisman or something. Yeah,
Yeah, like a Tanglefoot bag
but that's
kind
gonna
of thing.
take a little bit of time to research. So that's probably an offline activity.
So according to this chart, I have 2 potions of lesser healing still.
Correct.
Interesting. I think I'm going to buy 1 more. What's the one above that? I wonder if we're getting into that range yet. I bet it's super expensive though, right?
For what?
For the one above, the healing potion above lesser?
Moderate healing potions are 3d8 plus 10. Those are a mere 50 gold pieces each.
Damn, do I even have 50 gold? That's a lot. That's a lot of gold. That's a lot of healing though. I like that. 3d8 plus 10? That's like 24
So about-
average?
13, 14 health.
Wow,
Different
yeah, if you
places.
roll like you.
Well, you know, Gomez can get level 3 heal scrolls, though.
Oh, Gomez.
How much are those now?
I may buy scrolls for you, Seth, that you only are allowed to use on me.
That's a smart thing to do. You should totally do that.
Like, even if Dougie is, like, bleeding to death on rank 3 of dead, like...
Well, that's the thing.
Especially-
Believe it or not, they're only 30 gold pieces. It's almost a better
Really?
use. Yeah, it's you
Wow.
can get a level
Totally.
3 potion for 50 or a level 3 scroll
Do it.
for 30.
Do it.
That is silly.
Well, it makes sense, because the potion is better in a way, because it's personal, it's transportable, anyone can use it and give it to someone else. Like, the scroll, he has to cast it only, and it's...
Yeah, I guess.
and he has to
I
pull it
guess.
out, like,
yeah,
there's
that does make
issues.
sense.
But they're both good. So wait, how much gold do I have left? That's a question.
All right, hold on. So, what are you buying? You're buying Armor Rune for Dougie.
Yep.
Yeah, so Dougie has like 17 gold left. And then Lomang was just moving the striking.
I'm moving the striking to the crossbow +1.
All right, so you have 76 gold left.
I'm gonna buy 1 more lesser healing potion.
64 gold.
I'm gonna buy a level 3 healing scroll for Gomez, and I write my name on it.
No way.
Yes.
A level 3. All right, so I'm going to add it. A level
I write
3
my name on it
scroll
like
of
you
healing.
do when you go to camp. So that's for me. Nobody else.
Yeah.
I'll also,
You're right,
I'll also
Cam.
make a note.
Make a note. I don't
think
care.
you need to make a note, Seth. I think someone will be kind enough to remind you who's
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I think you have
Heal
that kind of
me,
friend.
The
You
heal
have
me chant.
friends that will help you remember.
Heal me.
Prestidigitation, and it becomes Dougie's name.
That's right.
Yeah. Sleight of hand.
Spell, heal.
34 gold. I can't believe you did that. That's a real Chris move.
Well, you know what? Some people can afford healing, and others dig.
Okay, you got your scroll of heal. I'll put it down here.
Logged and notarized and countersigned.
Like, if someone else needs it, like, it may cost them 50 gold payback. That's
that would be a Chris move.
That's how Absalom
That
works.
would be a Chris move.
Wow, that's really
Oh,
nice.
absolutely. If somebody else needs it, I will ask the player. It's like, do you want me to do this? And they owe you the money. I'm out of
Right.
it.
It's the vig is going to be steep. I've been around a lot of banks and moneylenders lately, so I'm kind of picking up a few pointers here now.
But your badge won't let you do that. I don't
I think badge is okay with free market.
I don't think usury is.
Oh, let the buyer beware.
Okay. Anything else anyone else wants to get? Let's see. Basil fills 121 gold. Gomez is 186 gold. Look at that. Tons of gold.
It's such a pain in the ass. It would take so long for me to spend that money because it would all be little piddly scrolls and things.
Yeah, you should wait.
Oh, yeah, a half hour.
So
offline.
I don't want to do that.
Well, you can do it because I'm not going to start the next
Or
part.
how much is it? 130?
What, you have 186 gold.
180. Actually, it'll take me 2 seconds. I'm buying more feather tokens. I'm buying my goddamn boat.
Oh, you're buying the boat. Nice. I was just curious about that because you never know when you need a boat.
180. You say?
Yeah, if we need a boat,
Well, you can get the whip. That's
man.
130. There you go.
That whip is a flying whip. That's not necessarily that bad.
A flying
The
whip.
swan boat.
What's a flying?
Oh, it's 76 gold. It's actually pretty expensive. It's pretty cool though. Last one day.
Actually, how much money? Like, I still have 15 gold, don't I?
Gomez has 186 gold. You have
186,
Yeah.
and the whip is 130. I'm a little shy. The whip is 130, and the boat is 75. I want the full set.
I can't believe it. You are playing Pokemon in Pathfinder.
Damn straight.
Gotta get them all.
I gotta get them all. All my little feather tokens. I gotta get them all.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I'll buy
great.
the whip for now. I'll buy the whip for now.
Throw me the idol.
Sorry, I missed my cue.
Or whether there's a whip, there's a way.
I like that one.
That's a good one.
From the Rankin and Bass Hobbit. Oh, and you know what else? Wait, 130 leaves me. 130 leaves me.
Well, now you have 56 gold.
50 left. I'll buy the tree. because why not? And I'll have 2 gold left.
Put that on gift certificate.
And I have 2 gold pieces left, just enough for dinner. And no loose change, right?
No, actually, you have 86 gold left.
after the tree,
Yeah, the tree's only 38.
but the whip is like a 130, right?
Yeah,
So 130. I thought I had 180.
you did.
So 130 and 38 is 168.
18.
It's like
You have 18 left.
Oh, 18 left. Oh, that's true. Oh, that's right. That's right. I do because I had 50. Ah, that's awesome. All right, so
Save it for
18.
a rainy day.
Yeah, I have 18 and I keep it. I keep 18.
I can't believe you bought those.
Well, they might come in handy. You never know.
Oh, they will come in. I'll find a use. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
I will find a use.
If someone's chasing us, I fully expect him to pull out the boat and
I
stop
expect
them from
that.
chasing.
No, I expect him to throw out the
Yeah, or
tree.
some crazy.
Yeah, climbing up a tree will come into play. And that is just as an aside. That is the thing about this. Like, magic is so prevalent. Why are they even messing around buying that? Like, trying to steal that device? Like, they go to the store and buy like a magic solution for whatever
Levitation
problem.
potion or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Maybe they're old school. Maybe they like to get their hands dirty. All right, I have everything. I have striking room, armor runes, moving the striking rune, bought a lesser healing, bought a level 3 healing scroll, whip, and tree.
Like it.
Anything else? Everyone's quiet.
Nope.
Take that as
Well,
a no.
I
So
got a
no.
couple things I want to get.
No, okay.
Oh,
30 gold for 3 doses of Citalesh oil.
That's a bad one.
It's a little cheaper than Hunter
that
Spider, but
Poison.
yeah.
I actually know that because of another adventure path.
And then 11 for, actually 22 for 2 sleep arrows. Man, magic arrows are pretty freaking expensive, but whatever.
So 3 Citalesh oil. How much is that?
That's 30 gold. They're 10 each.
And then how many arrows? What type?
Let's get 2 sleep arrows. Actually, let's get 1 sleep arrow and 1 vine arrow. Together, that's 21 gold.
Seth, you've rubbed off on them. They're all becoming generalists.
Good. It's more fun. It gives you more weird options. That's where the creativity comes into play. This whip does not suck. It's
The
like
whip is very good.
it's like it's a dancing whip. It tries to trip every round. Its modifiers are not that terrible.
Nice.
The only downside is there's a flat check for it to continue to dance, and when it stops dancing, the song is over. So you could get screwed. It could last for a minute. It could last for not a minute.
Okay. Basil has 70 gold left. You're the big winner.
I think I'm just gonna hold off there and just go with that. Also, I wouldn't mind a little bit more time offline to just kind of look at magic items. And
Well,
see if
that's
there's
what I'm
anything
thinking. You
else
guys
that might
probably
apply.
just want a little bit more time just to triple check.
Like something
Right.
the equivalent
you
of
want.
snares that we could use to set up defenses.
So good. So let's call it.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com.